Imagine opening your inbox and seeing an AWS bill estimate for trillions of dollars. It was a bug, not a catastrophe, but it says a lot about how high stakes the AI infrastructure era has become. Welcome to the Automated Daily Tech News Edition, the podcast created by generative AI. I'm Trent Teller, and today is July 2026. On the way, Europe turns up the pressure on Apple and Google over AI assistants. Australia maps out tougher AI safety rules. China's model race gets more serious, and a private rocket launch marks a notable space milestone. This episode is brought to you by CrisCall. CrisCall provides agentic cloud telephony for modern businesses. Find the link in the episode notes. We begin with the battle over who gets to control AI on your phone. The European Commission is pushing Google and Apple to give rival AI assistants deeper access to Android and the iPhone ecosystem under the Digital Markets Act. Regulators say that would give users more choice and stop the two mobile giants from keeping the next generation of AI locked inside their own platforms. Apple and Google, unsurprisingly, are pushing back. They argue that handing outside assistants more system access could expose sensitive permissions and personal data. That sets up a very real clash between competition policy and privacy concerns, and it could shape whether tools like ChatGPT can compete more directly with Siri and Gemini on the devices most people actually use. That same issue is showing up elsewhere too. At the AI conference in Shanghai, Chinese companies showed off so-called agentic smartphones that promise to handle tasks like messaging, bookings, and shopping from a voice command. But the big obstacle is familiar. Those assistants only become truly useful if other apps and platforms let them in. So whether the story is Brussels regulating Apple and Google or Chinese handset makers trying to move beyond the app model, the core question is the same. Who controls the gateway between users, apps, and AI agents? Australia is also moving toward a firmer line on AI, but from the safety side rather than platform access. The Albanese government says it plans to legislate a digital duty of care for advanced AI systems and create a new office for AI. The message is that trust has to be built into the technology, not added later as a patch. Officials are looking closely at workplace risks, automated decisions in federal agencies, and consumer issues such as surveillance pricing, where AI could tailor prices based on what it knows about you. In practical terms, Australia is signaling that the next phase of AI policy will be less about cheerleading adoption and more about setting guardrails before the systems become deeply embedded. In the global AI race, one of the most closely watched developments came from China. Moonshot AI released Kimi K3, and the reaction was immediate because many observers saw it as another sign that Chinese labs are narrowing the gap with top American systems faster than expected. That matters not just for bragging rights, but for pricing, model access, and the broader assumption that the frontier will remain dominated by a small group of U.S. companies. If that lead keeps shrinking, the entire competitive picture changes. Investors are also still resorting the winners of the AI era. Apple briefly overtook Nvidia in market value before Nvidia reclaimed the top spot by the close. The back and forth is a reminder that AI leadership is no longer a simple one-company story. Nvidia remains central to the hardware boom, but Apple is benefiting from investor confidence that it can turn AI into consumer products without the same kind of spending burden. The market is still trying to decide whether the biggest rewards will go to chip makers, platform owners, or the companies building the models themselves. Staying with the physical side of AI, TSMC says it is speeding up work on its Arizona chip operations as demand from AI and advanced computing keeps climbing. The company is expanding its U.S. footprint in a big way, despite the much higher cost of making chips there compared with Taiwan. That is important because it shows the AI boom is not just lifting software companies, it is reshaping manufacturing, geopolitics, and supply chains at the same time. And in a related sign that AI money is moving into the real world, British startup Cusp AI raised a major round backed by Jeff Bezos' investment firm and partnered with Nvidia and others to search for new materials. The idea is straightforward. Use AI to narrow down which materials are worth testing in labs, especially for semiconductors, clean energy, and advanced manufacturing. It is a good example of where some of the next AI value may come from. Not another chatbot, but better substances for the things the digital economy physically depends on. On the cloud side, AWS had a rough moment after some customers received estimated billing emails showing impossible charges, in some cases running into the trillions. Amazon says it was a pricing calculation error in the billing console, not real usage, and that it moved quickly to stop the bad estimates. Even so, the scare landed at a sensitive time. Companies are pouring more money into compute, storage, and AI workloads, so trust in billing systems matters more than ever. A glitch like this is funny for a minute, then very serious if you are the person reading that email. And finally, a notable space milestone. Skyroot Aerospace successfully reached orbit with Vikram 1, making it one of the few private companies outside the United States and China to pull off an orbital launch. What makes it stand out even more is that first flights for new rockets often fail. This one did not. For the commercial space sector, that is a meaningful signal that launch capability is spreading and that newer players are becoming credible faster than many expected. Thanks to our sponsor, Prezi. Prezi helps you create stunning AI-powered presentations in minutes. Find the link in the episode notes. That's the roundup for July 2000. The big theme today is control. Control of AI on smartphones, control of safety rules, control of chip supply, and even control of the bills behind the infrastructure. Thanks for listening to the Automated Daily Tech News Edition. I'm Trend Teller, and I'll be back with more tomorrow.